Growing up, I mean, I used to name all my dolls, like my future children's names. And my mom was a nanny, and my whole life, my mom looked after children. So I was always helping feed the babies and helping play with the little kids and doing things like that. So I was very certain that I wanted to have kids. Like it wasn't even like a do I or I don't I. It was like, of course I'm gonna have kids one day. Like it was that obvious that I was going to, and it was just a matter of when and with who.
I think I probably thought, yeah, I would have kids with Mike. I just didn't think it needed to be imminent. I was like, oh, I've got plenty of time, like I'm 35, 33, still in my 30s. This is cool. Then when we actually went, shall we try? Are we ready? And then it wasn't going down a path of what we thought would be familiar. Then we suddenly went, and why did we wait so long?
I've always had, or especially getting into your 20s, I've always had that feeling in my womb of like children. But I felt a different feeling working with kids. You know, you see a child and you're like, it makes you want a baby. It's like that weird, not even your brain, your body wants one because you see this cute baby. And now that feeling was being changed of like being jealous or feeling like it's really unfair.
I was getting my regular birth control shots. And I remember going to the doctor's office to get the shot. And then I said to her, just out of curiosity, if I want to have kids, how soon do I need to stop this shot before I can have a kid? And she was like, oh, you need at least 2 years. So I was like, don't get the needle away from me, get it away from me. I had then gone to get a hormone level tested. And that showed that my body was so far into menopause. That was the determining answer that, like, no, you will not have children naturally. I remember I took the day off work and I pretty much just stayed in bed all day, just crying.
Hello. Oh, lovely to meet you. You're going to be a clown and a gymnast? Yeah.
My sister went to have a baby and she realised she doesn't have many eggs left. And it's a genetic, I don't want to say disorder, but it's a genetic thing where she has a diminished ovarian reserve. So she has less eggs than she's meant to. And my eldest sister doesn't have this. So then I was like, okay, I'll go get checked and see if I have it. And yeah, and I do. I really didn't expect to have children early, but now I feel like I have to because I don't have that choice. When I'm 35, I won't be able to have children. So I need to think about things a lot quicker.
You're ready.
I just felt so lost and so sad and upset and heartbroken that we couldn't have children. And it's something I never thought would be an issue. And I remember talking to a very good friend of mine, almost like a sister of mine, and just saying how upset I was and that I realised it was a trigger for me, for my upsetness, for my sense of mood, that when I saw pictures being posted on our group of like their children, newborns, and I'd say I see the world having children, and it just makes me upset for myself.
I think it's the stuff that why people don't talk about infertility. that I'm not a real woman because I didn't have children, that I failed at something I really wanted, that I'm a failure. Not just that I failed, that I'm a failure, that it was going to ruin my relationship.
He's a really special person. He would be an amazing dad, absolutely amazing. And I think, I think that's why I feel really guilty, because I don't want to take that away from him, because I think he would be an amazing dad. Sorry. So I just want to, make sure he has that experience, because he deserves it. And he doesn't deserve to go through all the hardships that we're going to have to go through to have a baby. Yeah. I think the way this impacts other people's lives, like how upset my mum was and how it's going to impact his life, and I think that's the hardest thing. As a woman, especially a woman who wants to have children and it's quite maternal, and then your body doesn't work how it's meant to, you feel like you've failed at something that you thought everybody succeeded at. But if I have a child and have multiple children, and at 40 I'm happy, then I would love to look back and say, like, have faith and be strong. And it's gonna happen, hopefully. Yeah.
That I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before.
The moment she actually was in the cesarean presented to us, and she was breathing and she was awake and she opened her eyes, that was the moment where I was like, I can now relax. Strangely enough, on an operating table, that was the time where I was like, oh, now I can relax. And then within 2 minutes, I was like, and now I'm worried again because I need to make sure that she's okay. But that was the time where I was like, okay, I was pregnant. It is cool. Everything worked. She's here. And it does feel really alien to go back to that thought, knowing what I know now, 10 and a half months now in with Leonora.
This idea that, that being a mom, as crazy as this might sound, doesn't necessarily mean having a child. So I kind of, I've decided that all children are definitely mine. They're just, somebody else gave birth to them.